Let's build a house. Today I am at Copper Builders, this incredible showroom with Stefan Emmons, and he knows everything there is to know about building a house, and he's going to help educate us with a couple steps you absolutely need to know if you're thinking, considering, or wanting to build a home. So Stefan, thanks so much for having us here. This place is absolutely insane.
Isn't it crazy?
I love it. So let's start at the very beginning. What is the first step? So if we're looking at a lot, what are a couple things that we need to know there?
Yeah, so when you're looking at the lot, we always give the advice of, hey, get that lot under contract. Give yourself like 30 to 60 days where you don't have any money at risk so that we can come out and really help analyze a lot. Everything from, the type of foundation. Are we on a slab? Are we on a crawl space? Are we on a basement? How much are we clearing? Is it well? Is it septic? And we can really help talk through what those things are and what they'll cost.
I think that's so important because there's so many times we're working with buyers and they see a lot somewhere and it's, oh, this is perfect, it's this shape and it's flat and it's all this. And there's a lot of dynamics that we need to know, is it buildable? And it could be from a setback perspective, it could be zoning, it could be what do the utilities look like, where do you want the home to sit on the lot, and is it gonna fit within all that? So those would be the things that we're looking at in that first 30 to 60 days, right?
Yep, absolutely. Another part of the first step, and very important, is the financing. So you're gonna be working with a construction to permanent loan. So we always encourage our clients to reach out. We have some folks we can refer to you and get this process started. But basically how it works is whatever money the client puts down on the lot itself is gonna roll into the total value of the project, which is the lot plus the construction loan.
Yeah, very, very important to understand that piece of the equation so that you don't feel like you're double paying for something that you're really not. So now that we know the lot's buildable, we have our financing in order, what is the next step for the buyer?
Step two, and this is, I would say the most crucial step, is get us, the builder, involved early on the design. And so typically what happens, folks have spent $20,000, $30,000 on this gorgeous plan. They send it to us and they say, hey, we want to build this house for this price. And we're not close, and nobody can get close. And so it's really important for us to know what you want to do up front on the build. So we can look at that up front and give you a high level number on a certain per square foot so that we can keep it in the rails and the project can land on budget.
So key, right?
Yeah.
Just knowing buyers have a vision in their mind, they know what they want, and the architect is going to design according to that. But the builder really understands the cost associated with that.
Exactly right, exactly right. Yeah, the architects they're phenomenal, but they're not going to be conscious of the budget. So that's why it's so important to get us involved up front, like you said.
All right, so we have gone through a couple really, really critical steps, right? With the lot, financing, architecture. Where are we at now in the process?
Now that we know what you want to build and we have an idea of, kind of some guide rails on budget, now we're going to fully engage the architect. And so this is probably the most fun part, where we do all the back and forth and we take what the homeowner wants and we just bring it to life. And so simultaneously, we're also working with our designer, which would be here. So we try to do everything in-house, which makes it super simple for the client.
And this is one of the reasons I'm so excited to be meeting with you guys, is because you literally have every single thing here, from the roof to the exterior siding options to cabinets and tile and flooring. It's insane. You guys really have it dialed in.
Thanks, Steve. Yeah, so it's easy to kind of move from room to room here, take your samples with you. We have an in-house designer who guides you along the way. And so through that process, we are always checking the plan and your finishes to make sure it's on budget. And if there's changes, if you want to do this or that, we can tell you, hey, this could cost, X or Y, and then you can make that decision and we can either integrate it into the plan or not.
So step 3 is really where the project comes to life. I say we go see what it looks like.
Let's go check it out.
All right, so here we are. We've got everything buttoned up and now we're building. And I want everybody to understand the difference between an average builder and a great builder.
Right, so there's a couple things that set a great builder apart from an average builder. And one of those things, and one of the most important things, is the oversight of the build and the communication between the project manager and the client. You know, what we do is we have 2 layers. We have the on-site project manager, and then we have the head of our custom division that both oversee the construction. And then the second part of that is the communication. So what we do is once a week, we send out a communication to the homeowner. Hey, here's what's going on in your house. Here's what's going on next week. If there's any issues or delays or back orders, which is kind of the world we live in right now, we're ahead of that, telling the client what's going on. So they're not having to wonder. And that makes it just go so much smoother for the client.
You know, it's not if something's going to happen in this process, it's typically when. And there's so many things that could be avoided when it's not a surprise.
Right.
It's something that somebody can expect. And then you mentioned the oversight as well. You know, there's over 100 hands that are going to touch the home, right?
Probably.
And so the oversight of who those vendors are, what they're going to prioritize, and the quality of their work, been my experience in working in through the building process. That's truly what separates a great builder as well.
It is. And so, you know, you want to make sure the vendors that are coming out can perform at a custom level and that the builder has a good relationship with those vendors. For us, you know, we do a lot of volume. We have long-term relationships with our vendors, and so that gives us a lot of, leveraging power, which is super important. When you need to get the house done and keep it moving, those relationships are crucial.
If you have not heard of Copper Builders, they are a premium, incredible builder in the greater Charlotte area. And what makes you guys so easy to work with a lot of our clients is just the consultative approach that you take. You're very honest and upfront with what they can expect. And you guys, obviously, you do incredible work and you know what you're doing. So this is fantastic.
Thanks, Steve. And we'd love for you to come check us out. We're standing here in our model. It's at 5555 Fairview Road. The model is open every day. You can check us out at copperbuilders.com. We'd love to meet with you. So give Steve a call and then you can come out and see us as well.